What if I told you that your IQ, talent, and even your resources aren't the primary predictors of your success? What if the real secret lies in a quality that anyone can develop, regardless of background or natural abilities? Today, we're exploring grit, the passionate perseverance for long-term goals, and why research confirms it's the true differentiator between those who achieve greatness and those who merely dream of it. In 2018, Ayesha Khan was a janitor at a tech company, working nights while raising 3 children alone. She had no formal education beyond high school, but she had something more valuable: extraordinary grit. During breaks, Ayesha would watch the programmers work, taking mental notes. She began teaching herself to code using free resources during the few hours between her children's bedtime and her night shift. After her children were asleep, she would study until exhaustion, wake up for morning family time, catch a few hours of sleep, then repeat the cycle. For 3 years, Ayesha maintained this punishing schedule without external validation or guarantees. By 2022, she had built a prototype app that caught the attention of investors. Today in 2025, her company employs 50 people and recently closed a $15 million funding round. Angela Duckworth, who pioneered research on grit, explains it perfectly. Grit is passion and perseverance for very long-term goals. Grit is having stamina. Grit is sticking with your future, day in, day out, not just for the week, not just for the month, but for years, and working really hard to make that future a reality. Here's something fascinating. Neuroscience research from 2023 shows that grit actually changes your brain structure over time. The neural pathways responsible for perseverance become physically stronger with repeated use, just like muscles responding to consistent exercise. Miguel Santana grew up in a neighborhood where only 30% of students graduated high school. His father was incarcerated when Miguel was 8, and his mother worked 3 jobs just to keep food on the table. Against all statistical probabilities, Miguel not only graduated, but earned a full scholarship to study education. The path wasn't linear. Miguel failed his teaching certification exam 3 times before passing. He worked as a janitor in the school where he now teaches, saving every penny while continuing to study and retake the exam. Today, Miguel runs an award-winning program that has helped over 500 at-risk youth find pathways to college. His grit didn't just change his life, it's transforming his entire community. As author and Navy SEAL Jocko Willink says, discipline equals freedom. Miguel's relentless discipline created freedom not just for himself, but for hundreds of others. Dr. Leila Patel, now recognized as one of the world's leading humanitarian surgeons, failed her medical school entrance exam twice before being accepted. As a woman from a conservative background, she faced intense family pressure to abandon her dreams and marry young. Throughout medical school, she worked nights as a hospital cleaner to pay her tuition, often studying by flashlight when electricity wasn't reliable. After graduating, rather than pursuing lucrative positions, she chose to serve in regions with critical doctor shortages. In 2023, while performing surgeries in a conflict zone, her clinic was bombed. She sustained injuries to her dominant hand that required 6 reconstructive surgeries. Doctors told her she would likely never perform surgery again. 15 months later, after thousands of hours of rehabilitation, Dr. Patel returned to surgery. She attributes her recovery to what she calls stubborn grit, the refusal to accept limitations placed on her by others or circumstances. C.S. Lewis captures this spirit perfectly. Hardships often prepare ordinary people for an extraordinary destiny. Research on grit reveals 4 actionable practices you can implement today. First, cultivate deliberate practice. Identify specific skills within your field that need improvement. Then design focused practice routines with immediate feedback loops. Second, adopt a growth mindset. Research by Dr. Carol Dweck demonstrates that believing your abilities can improve through effort, rather than being fixed traits, significantly increases perseverance through challenges. Third, connect to purpose beyond yourself. In a 2024 study, researchers found that grit increases by up to 40% when people connect their daily efforts to meaningful impact on others. Fourth, build your failure resilience. Start viewing setbacks as data rather than defeat. After each failure, conduct a failure analysis by asking, what went wrong? What did I learn? How will I adjust my approach? Grit isn't about never falling. It's about rising every time you fall. It's available to everyone, regardless of background, intelligence, or natural talent. As you reflect on your own goals, ask yourself, am I willing to persist when progress is invisible? This week, identify one goal that matters deeply to you, then commit to 5 small actions that move you forward, even when motivation is absent. Share your grit goal in the comments, and let's build a community that celebrates perseverance as much as we celebrate achievement. Remember, talent may get you noticed, but only grit gets you to the finish line.